All right, boys, here's 7 things that's going to change your dating life forever. First thing, develop and adopt a revolving door mindset, at least in the beginning. I'm not saying don't get emotionally invested in a woman. The whole purpose of dating and relationships is to be moved, to allow yourself to be moved by the people that you're spending time with, to be moved by a woman, of course. However, it doesn't make any sense to be super emotionally invested in the early stages of an interaction. So I want you to practice a revolving door mindset, which basically means that you embrace that you're going to get rejected many, many times. You're going to get ghosted many, many times. You're going to have dates that don't go so well. You're going to have women that are quite flaky. This is normal. This is part of the entire process. If you want to find an amazing relationship, if you want to find an amazing connection, it's not just going to happen the first time. It's like anything. You have to work at it. You have to keep going. So if a woman is being flaky or ghosting you, just repeat the mantra in your mind, next, and move on in the knowledge, in the faith that there are thousands, millions, billions of amazing women out there. You don't need to get too hung up on any one particular woman. You don't need to be obsessed and get hung up on any one interaction in particular. Next, move on. The second thing, build an emotionally supportive social circle. Take it from me, a guy who made the mistake in the past of making his woman the emotional center of his world with disastrous consequences. I won't get into it now, but sweet Jesus, do not make a woman the emotional center of your world. Men, in dating, in relationships, and in marriage, make this mistake all the time. They don't have any other source of emotional supply in their life. Their wife, their girlfriend, their fiance becomes their emotional center. It becomes their only source of emotional supply. This is disastrous. So one of the best things you can do is build an emotionally supportive circle outside of your relationship. In the early stages of dating, this makes you way less needy and thus more attractive and more confident too. Number 3, find your unique, authentic vibe. Stop trying to be someone else. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop trying to adopt their behaviors, because what you're doing is you're trading your strengths, you're trading your authentic charm, the things about you that if you just embrace them and own them, you will do better than 90% of people. You're trading that by trying to be someone else. If you're trying to imitate someone else, you can only ever be an imitation. That's your limit, right? But if you fully embrace the beautiful, unique constellation of characteristics and experiences that you are, that form your personality, if you embrace that and fully own it, then you really do become something unique. You really do become more fully a person. And you become more authentic and thus more naturally confident without trying to fake it. So maybe you've got a dark sense of humor. Maybe you're a bit geeky and analytical, right? Maybe you're a bit cocky funny. Maybe you're a little bit cheeky like I am. Honestly, it doesn't really matter, I've noticed, what your personality is in particular. What matters is that you develop this strong personality, you own it, and that you express it without reservation. Because I once met this geeky, analytical dude, this super geeky tech dude, and he had 2 girlfriends when I spoke to him. And so it just showed me, you know, this just because he's a geek, just because he's into geeky stuff, doesn't seem to be affecting his look with the ladies much. So food for thought. Number 4, laugh at yourself occasionally. If you can develop the capacity to become aware of your shortcomings and to laugh at them, to take your insecurities and to wear them like well-fitting clothing, then you disarm the real pain of rejection. You disarm other people's criticism of you. You lessen the fear of embarrassment, guilt, and shame, because you've already taken the things that you're usually afraid that people are going to find out about you, and you've transmuted them into a positive that you use to amuse yourself. This is emotional alchemy at its finest. Bear in mind though, if you do develop a persona as a court jester, consistently, continuously making fun of yourself to make other people happy, this can, like anything, too much of anything can be toxic. You want to have the capacity to laugh at yourself while also having the capacity to be sincere and real, and to be deep also. Number 5, change your relationship with anxiety. If I could sum up the main thing that holds most men back in their dating life, and holds me back in my dating life and has consistently held me back, it is anxiety. It's fear. It's fear of rejection, it's fear of embarrassment, it's fear of going for the kiss and being and overstepping the mark and feeling like a creep. To be honest, when it comes to communication skills and social skills and all that stuff, I haven't never really paid that much attention to communication skills when it comes to strategy and what to say and what your body language should be and everything. Mainly because I learned quite early on that the interactions I would have, the nights out I would have where I'd feel the best would be when I wasn't overthinking that stuff, would be when I was actually just present in the moment, present in my body, completely self-accepting. I honestly think when it comes to social skills and communication and stuff, 80% of your results come from how present you are in the moment, how self-accepting you are in the moment. If you can change your relationship with anxiety, if you can switch it in your mind from being fear and anxiety to excitement and anticipation and energy, you take that energy of anxiety and you turn it into a positive. You turn it into a driving force for action and change. If you want to know how to change your relationship to anxiety, I've made a video on this exact topic. You can check it out up here. Boom, 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 boom. It's the FAB method. Fuck it, allow it, bring it on. But watch that video, it'll tell you more about it if you think that anxiety is the main problem you have. Number 6, become aware of and own your desire. Listen, you want to see her naked, you want to get her clothes off, you want to have sex with her, you want to get physically intimate with her, you want all of these things. If you're authentically attracted to her, if you feel that rising of energy and desire in the body for her, you long for her, for physical union with her, why try and hide it? Honestly, I was doing this for years. It's like sexual shame I had, which can be trauma related, but that's for another video. But it's this sexual shame around being a sexual man. It's this fear that if she finds out that I desire her, if she experienced the full range and the full intensity of my desire for her, she'd turn away, she'd freak out, she'd throw a drink in my face, she'd slap me, she'd tell all her friends, she'd shout rape or whatever. But actually, this doesn't happen. If your intention is pure, yeah, and if you're honest, and if she feels safe, she enjoys feeling your desire. And when you make that shift, and you accept your own desires and you don't try and reject them, then honestly, when you have a first date, when you have an approach, have an interaction, or even when you're messaging someone on a dating app or whatever, then that acceptance of your own desire and your willingness to bring that intensity to the surface in respectful ways, but still intense ways, then you'll notice that your interactions will just go much smoother. And they'll be way more fun as well because you're not trying to fight yourself. And number 7, remember this. You are on the same team. You're on the same team. You go on a date with her, you're on the same team with her. Why? Because we all want the same thing. We want intimacy, we want connection, we want amazing sex. Who the hell doesn't, right? But I see, especially online, especially in these subreddits, which I spend admittedly too long in, this sort of guys coming from this combative frame where they need to build up themselves, they need to wear the armor, they need to project high status, high value man. She's got shit tests. Oh, I counted her shit tests, I beat her. Da, 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 da. You're coming from a combative frame rather than a collaborative frame. I want you to start seeing a first date, an interaction online, an approach in the street as a co-creation, an exciting co-creation, a potential for connection, a potential for intimacy. Know that women generally are not out to hurt you. They're not out to belittle you. They're not out to crush your self-esteem, your self-worth and stuff. Yes, there are exceptions. Yes, there are fucked up people, men and women. There are fucked up people among the whole spectrum. There are people who are wounded, damaged, traumatized, etc. But as a whole, women are looking for great men. And they want you to be a great man. They want a partner. They want someone they can share their life with. They want someone they can share intimacy with and all the rest of it. Remember that in all of your interactions, you're on the same team. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hope that helps. Take care, and I will see you next time. Peace.